You do not rise to the level of your potential. You fall to the level of your training. And if your training is weak, if your mind is easily swayed, if your spirit is easily provoked, if your emotions are held hostage by every passing storm, then your life will reflect chaos, not command. That stops today. You are the secret service agent of your own life, the primary protector of your peace, your purpose, and your destiny. And like any elite agent, your greatest weapon is not aggression, but discipline, not reaction, but readiness, not noise, but knowing. Understand this. Emotional detachment is not indifference, it is intelligence. It is the quiet assertion of self-mastery. It is standing so firmly in who you are that no circumstance, no person, no situation can drag you from your center. You must be that unmoved, that grounded, that aware. Because when you react, you give away power. You hand the keys of your life to someone else's agenda. But when you remain centered, observing, discerning, you stay in command. Not everything requires your attention. Not every provocation deserves your energy. There is wisdom in choosing when to engage and when to withdraw. And sometimes, silence is the sharpest blade. It slices through noise and chaos with precision and purpose. Your mission is not to please. Your mission is not to prove. Your mission is to protect what is sacred within you, your peace, your clarity, your vision. You must build an inner sanctum, a fortress, guarded by truth, guided by purpose. No one gets inside unless you allow it. No opinion has power unless you grant it. No criticism can crush unless you accept it. You are in charge. You decide. You command. The moment you stop reacting, you start leading. The moment you detach from needing validation, you begin moving with unshakable confidence. The strongest person in the room is not the loudest. It is the one who owns their energy, who speaks with purpose, who acts with intention. You are your own first line of defense, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. This truth is both sobering and liberating. No one else can stand guard over the territory of your soul. No one else can patrol the borders of your mind or shield your heart from harm. It is a responsibility that rests solely on your shoulders, and when you embrace it fully, you step into an unparalleled level of strength. Life will test you, people will challenge you, situations will attempt to derail your peace. But when you recognize that you alone are accountable for your inner world, you stop seeking external saviors. You stop expecting others to handle what is yours to protect. There is power in this ownership. It builds an internal vigilance, a quiet awareness that remains awake to the movements around you, yet unshaken by them. Like an elite protector, you must cultivate the ability to discern what deserves your attention and what does not. You must know when to step in and when to let things pass untouched. This requires discipline, self-awareness, and above all, consistency. The more you honor this role as your own protector, the more unbreakable you become. You begin to trust yourself deeply because you know you will not abandon your post. You will not allow unchecked thoughts to erode your confidence. You will not permit toxic emotions to camp in your spirit. You will not give unworthy influences access to your sacred ground. Instead, you will stand, quiet, poised, intentional, guarding your peace, defending your purpose, honoring the life you are building. Because when you become your own first line of defense, nothing outside of you holds the power to bring you down. Emotional detachment is not coldness, it is clarity and power. Many misunderstand this concept, believing that to detach emotionally means to disconnect from life, from people, from love. But true detachment is not about shutting down or becoming numb. It is about rising above the waves of emotional chaos and seeing things for what they truly are. It is about standing in the eye of the storm, where calm and clarity reign, while the winds of life swirl around you. When you are emotionally detached, you are no longer a puppet to your feelings or to the manipulations of others. You do not allow every comment, every action, every disappointment to dictate your mood or your direction. You remain grounded, anchored in your purpose and values, moving through life with deliberate strength. This is not indifference. It is intelligence. It is the wisdom to know what matters and what does not, to choose your battles and to guard your energy fiercely. Detachment grants you the power to engage without being entangled, to care without being consumed. You can love deeply, work passionately, and contribute meaningfully, all while maintaining your inner equilibrium. In this state, you become a force, calm, unwavering, and immensely powerful. You are no longer swayed by the opinions of others or the unpredictability of circumstances. Your peace comes from within, not from external validation or control. And because of this, you become more effective, more impactful, and more in command of your life. Detachment, when understood and practiced rightly, is not a sign of weakness, but of immense strength. It allows you to show up fully in life, clear, focused, and powerful, without losing yourself in the process. Mastering your inner state means taking full responsibility for your emotions, thoughts, and reactions. It is understanding that no one, not a person, not an event, not even the past, has the right or the power to shift your peace unless you allow it. This is not about denying emotions or pretending that life's challenges do not touch you. It is about becoming so attuned to your own inner world that you know exactly how to maintain balance even when the world outside is turbulent. Imagine a still lake, calm, undisturbed. The surface may ripple, but the depths remain tranquil. That is the power of a mastered inner state. It allows you to respond with wisdom instead of reacting impulsively. It helps you choose grace over anger, patience over frustration, strength over fear. This mastery comes from daily practice, being mindful of your thoughts, understanding your triggers, and learning to pause before responding. It comes from building habits that nourish your spirit and align you with your higher purpose. When you do this consistently, you become unshakable. People will notice. They will sense a quiet authority in you, a presence that commands respect. You will no longer be easily provoked or drawn into unnecessary conflicts. Your energy will be conserved for what truly matters, and your actions will be intentional and powerful. In this state, you become the architect of your experience, no longer at the mercy of external forces. You create your own atmosphere, one of peace, purpose, and resilience. The greatest strength is not found in controlling the outer world, but in mastering the world within. Discernment is the silent weapon of the wise. It is not loud, it does not seek attention, but its power is undeniable. Discernment allows you to see beyond appearances, to sense the true intentions behind words, actions, and circumstances. It gives you the ability to pause and evaluate rather than rush to judgment or reaction. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and manipulation, discernment becomes your shield and your guide. It helps you navigate relationships, opportunities, and challenges with clarity and confidence. When you cultivate discernment, you no longer accept everything at face value. You listen deeply, not just to what is being said, but to what is not being said. You observe not just actions, but patterns. You sense energy, tone, and motive. This inner knowing protects you from deception and poor decisions. It helps you conserve your time, energy, and heart for what truly matters. Discernment also teaches patience. You learn that sometimes the wisest action is no action at all, waiting for more information, for true intentions to reveal themselves. It teaches humility because true discernment understands that knowing what you don't know is as valuable as what you do know. As this quiet strength grows within you, your life begins to change. You make better choices. You surround yourself with people of integrity. You align your actions with your deeper values, and most importantly, you trust yourself, your judgment, your perceptions, your instincts. Discernment elevates your path because when you can truly see, you can truly lead. When you no longer react, you reveal mastery. In a world where many are quick to anger, quick to defend, quick to prove, the one who can remain composed stands apart. The ability to hold steady in the face of provocation is not weakness. It is the mark of profound inner strength. It shows that you have done the necessary work within yourself, that your self-worth is no longer tethered to the opinions, judgments, or actions of others. Reactivity is a form of surrender. It hands over control of your emotions and your peace to external forces. When you react impulsively, you allow someone else's words or behaviors to dictate your state of being. But when you choose not to react, you take back that power. You stand rooted in your own truth, unmoved by attempts to trigger or destabilize you. This level of composure is cultivated through awareness and intentional practice. It requires you to pause, breathe, and observe rather than immediately respond. It teaches you that not everything demands your energy or engagement. Often silence speaks louder than words, and stillness conveys greater authority than noise. In mastering your reactions, you also master your relationships and your environment. You become someone others respect, someone they cannot easily manipulate or unsettle. Your presence commands attention because it carries the weight of calm assurance. In moments where others might lash out or falter, you remain poised. This is true power, not the need to control others, but the unwavering command over yourself. It signals to the world that you are operating from a place of wisdom, not ego, from purpose, not pride. Purpose-driven living makes you immune to distractions and manipulations. When you are anchored in a clear sense of purpose, you naturally filter out what does not align with your mission. You stop chasing after meaningless approval, shallow victories, or fleeting pleasures. Instead, you move through life with a focused intention, guided by a deep understanding of who you are and what you are here to accomplish. This clarity acts as a shield against the endless distractions that try to pull you off course. You are no longer easily swayed by trends, gossip, or the opinions of others. You recognize these for what they are: noise. Your time, energy, and attention become precious resources invested only where they will advance your purpose. Manipulation also loses its grip on you. When you know your path, you are far less likely to be influenced by the agendas of others. You can see through flattery, guilt, and coercion because you are not driven by external validation. Your worth is not contingent on what others think or expect of you. Purpose gives you discernment. It sharpens your instincts and strengthens your boundaries. It allows you to say no without guilt and yes with conviction. You begin to attract opportunities, relationships, and environments that align with your mission, and you release what does not. This way of living brings a deep sense of fulfillment because every action is connected to something greater than yourself. You are not merely drifting through life, you are directing it. With purpose as your compass, you stand firm in a world that constantly tries to distract and manipulate. You become unwavering, deliberate, and free. Confidence is built on knowing your worth, not proving it. When you are grounded in an unshakable sense of self-worth, there is no need to seek validation from the outside world. You no longer perform for approval or bend to please others. Instead, you operate from a place of inner assurance. This is a quiet confidence, one that does not need to be announced or displayed. It speaks through your presence, your choices, and your boundaries. You trust yourself because you know who you are, what you stand for, and what you bring to the table. The desire to constantly prove oneself often comes from insecurity and fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being unseen, fear of not being enough. But when you truly understand your inherent value, that fear dissolves. You realize that your worth is not tied to achievements, appearances, or the opinions of others. It is intrinsic and unchanging. From this foundation, you engage with life differently. You are no longer desperate for attention or recognition. You can celebrate others' successes without envy because you are secure in your own journey. You can handle criticism with grace because it does not define you. You no longer feel the need to chase after relationships or opportunities that do not honor your worth. This kind of confidence liberates you. It allows you to walk away from what diminishes you and to stand firm in what elevates you. You move with integrity, authenticity, and purpose, knowing that nothing outside of you can diminish the value that resides within. This is the confidence that endures, the kind that transforms not only how you see yourself, but how the world responds to you. Self-commandment is your greatest source of influence. It is the ability to govern your own mind, emotions, and actions with intentionality and discipline. When you possess self-commandment, you do not live at the mercy of moods or circumstances. You operate from a place of deliberate choice rather than impulsive reaction. People are naturally drawn to those who exhibit this quality because it reflects inner strength, reliability, and leadership. In a world where many are led by external influences, whether by trends, emotions, or peer pressure, someone who commands themselves stands out. They become a source of steadiness in times of uncertainty. They inspire trust because their responses are measured, their words are thoughtful, and their presence exudes calm authority. This form of influence does not come from controlling others, but from demonstrating mastery over oneself. It is rooted in self-awareness, the ability to pause and assess rather than be swept away by the moment. It is cultivated through daily practices of reflection, mindfulness, and intentional living. The more you develop this inner command, the more effective you become in every area of life, whether in relationships, leadership, or personal growth. You listen more deeply, speak more purposefully, and act more decisively. You become someone whose presence alone can shift the energy of a room because others sense the depth of your inner alignment. In this way, self-command becomes your most powerful tool for influence, not through force, but through the quiet strength of example. Protect your inner sanctum as you would protect the highest office. Your mind, your spirit, and your emotional well-being are sacred ground, and not everyone should have access to them. Just as a nation guards its most valuable assets with care and precision, you must be vigilant about what you allow to enter your inner world. This means being discerning about the conversations you engage in, the environments you frequent, the content you consume, and most importantly, the people you allow close to you. Every interaction leaves an imprint. Some strengthen you, others deplete you. When you treat your inner life as something precious, you become more aware of these subtle influences. You learn to say no to negativity, to walk away from toxic dynamics, and to establish boundaries that preserve your peace. This is not about isolation or arrogance, it is about wisdom and self-respect. You understand that your energy is not infinite, and what you allow into your space shapes your thoughts, emotions, and ultimately your destiny. Protecting your inner sanctum also means guarding your self-talk and internal narratives. You do not entertain thoughts that diminish your worth or sabotage your purpose. You cultivate an environment within yourself that is nurturing, empowering, and aligned with who you are becoming. The stronger your inner sanctum, the more resilient you become to life's challenges. External chaos loses its grip on you because your foundation is solid. You move through the world with a sense of calm authority, knowing that what is within you is protected, unshaken, and deeply aligned with your highest self. Strength is silent, intentional, and unwavering. True power does not boast. It does not need to announce itself, because it is felt without words. It is evident in the way you carry yourself, in your presence, in your ability to remain grounded when others are shaken. When strength is rooted in intention, it becomes a quiet force that influences without force, leads without dominance, and inspires without seeking validation. This kind of strength is not about physical power or outward displays of dominance. It is about the inner fortitude that allows you to stay true to your values, to maintain your composure, and to choose your actions with care. It is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act and when to be still. It is the ability to stand alone if necessary, to walk away from what no longer serves you, and to remain unmoved by the shifting opinions of others. Such strength is cultivated through self-awareness and disciplined practice. It comes from understanding your purpose, your boundaries, and your worth. The more aligned you are with your core truths, the less you feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. You simply embody your strength in how you live. People are drawn to this energy because it is rare. In a world full of noise, the one who moves with quiet, unwavering strength commands attention without seeking it. They become a pillar for others, a source of steady light in uncertain times. This is the essence of true power: silent, intentional, and unshakable. You are the secret service agent of your own life. No one else will guard your peace, your purpose, your power. You must choose to do it. Stand watch over your heart with vigilance. Move with discernment. Respond with mastery. Let your strength be silent but undeniable. When you walk in this level of self-command, nothing and no one can derail you. Your life becomes a reflection of intentional living, rooted in clarity, built on wisdom, protected by boundaries, and driven by unshakable purpose. Be that agent, be that force. The world needs it, you need it, and you are capable of it.